Concerning the U.S. debt, 10 days to bankruptcy, Biden has rushed back from Japan, and there's only $57.6 billion left in the Treasury. It's only a matter of days before the U.S. federal government runs out of cash. U.S. President Joe Biden rushing back to the U.S. today, May 21st, from the G7 meeting in Japan, in order to have time to speak with Senate Republican leader John McCarthy later in the day, as talks between Republicans and Democrats on raising the debt ceiling have reached an impasse. And until May 19, Biden expressed confidence that the negotiations would have a positive outcome and that there was therefore no risk of a catastrophic U.S. default. But that day, White House negotiators and Republicans engaged in back-and-forth episodes of backbiting, with each side accusing the other of bad faith in the negotiations. Specifically, McCarthy accused White House officials of backing out of talks to set 2024 federal spending levels that Republicans have set as a condition for agreeing to a debt ceiling increase, specifically calling for cuts in defense spending or social programs, terms which the White House ultimately did not accept. Democrats, on the other hand, have pushed for tax code reform to raise revenue to be included in the talks, a term Republicans have flatly rejected. And yesterday, May 20th, Senate Republican leader John McCarthy said he saw no possibility of the talks getting off the ground until Biden returned from the G7 summit that was taking place in Hiroshima, Japan. Hence, the U.S. president hastened his return to have telephone consultations with McCarthy. Biden says the position of the Republicans are extreme and they should make concessions. Before leaving Japan, however, Joe Biden said Republicans must move from their extreme positions, warning that there will be no deal to avert the default solely on their own terms. He said it's time for the Republicans to accept that there is no bipartisan deal that must be done solely exclusively on their party's terms. And as AP reports, Biden emphasized that he was doing everything he could to raise the debt ceiling so that the U.S. government could continue to pay its bills. He said, now is the time for the other side to move from its extreme position. And the federal government in this case is running out of cash. The talks between the two parties at the highest levels will be urgent, as it's a matter of days before the U.S. federal government runs out of cash. Specifically, according to the latest update from the U.S. Treasury, the federal general account fell to $57.3 billion on May 18 from $68.3 billion the day before, May 17, and $87.4 billion 2 days before that, May 15, and $140 billion May 12th. The drop is even greater compared to the end of April, when the federal government's cash balance was $316 billion. The Treasury's general account is used to service the federal debt and pay other federal expenses, including the salaries of federal employees. And what about Social Security, pensions? Now, last week, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen confirmed her warning that the government could run out of money and the U.S. could be forced into a catastrophic default as soon as June 1st. This is from Banking News Greece, and I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.